Hello. I hope everyone is doing well. I was thinking about, all of the giving that is going on around this time of year and, you know, the sacrifices that we make for each other around this time of year, the smiles that we try to put on each other's faces around this time of year, the love we try to show to each other around this time of year. I was on my van, and this Caucasian lady, rode up beside me. And this is at the end of my shift, so my mind was just focused on getting back to the yard so that I could, you know, do my paperwork and get out of there. So I'm consumed in my thoughts as to what I have to do when I get off work. And I just so happened to look over to my right, and I saw this lady in her car, and she was like this and saying hi. So I waved at her and I said hi back. And she was saying something, but the window was up, so I couldn't hear her. I rolled the window down, and she was like, "How are you?" And I said, "I'm well, thank you." She said, "Great." She said, "Merry Christmas." I said, "Thank you." Now, I don't celebrate Christmas, but I feel impelled if someone says it to me to say it back to them. I'm not going to initiate it, but I think, just for me, I just kind of think it's a little rude if I don't say it back. So I said, "Merry Christmas." I said, "Thank you. Thank you so much." And she was just so happy. And I was thinking to myself, I was like, wow. I said, that was random. I said, wow. I said, is it, that this time of year brings that out? And it's not just because she was Caucasian. It's just that I just noticed people just being extra nice um, around the holidays and, you know, um, just extra nice. So I was like, why can't we be like that all year round? Why can't we be loving and kind and caring and considerate and, giving, charitable, and, all year round, united? Why can't we do that all year around? Why is it that, certain holidays come around and it brings that out of us? I don't understand it. With Christmas, it's just so much cheer, and that's really the way that they amp it up, and that's what they say. It's all about Christmas. Is all about cheer and giving and love and harmony and unity and all of these things and so on and so forth. But why can't that be every day? I'm just saying. I mean, you see me on the street and I'm just walking up and down. Some people, you see them, you say good morning, they don't speak back, don't say anything. Say hi, all dry. Christmas come, hey, Merry Christmas, and all that. Why? I'm just asking, why? Why is it it's just a certain time of the year that we just go out of our way to be cheerful and jolly, and why? We should be like that all the time. We really should. And it's baffling to me why we can't be like that all the time. I'm always the same, you know. When you see me, good morning, to my co-workers, so on and so forth, people I don't know, smile. Sometimes if I'm a little down in my spirit, I may not, you may see me and I'm not smiling, but it has nothing to do with you, you know. But I still say good morning. You may not get the smile to greet you with your good morning, but I still say good morning. You know, certain co-workers, see we embrace and everything because we have a relationship after being there almost 3 years. You kind of build relationships with people. You know, um, anyone who knows me knows I stay the same basically. I'm the same, and it doesn't matter what time of the year it is. But some people just not like that. Some people are not like that. We should have peace all the time. Just because it's Christmas, um, we just gotta have peace during Christmas time. Why can't we have that all year round? We need to be united all year round. We need to come together in our families and stuff all year round. People go out of their way to make a way for charity and give and all that. Why can't we do that all year round? I don't understand. Now I'm a big supporter of charity, a big supporter of charity, and it saddens me sometimes because it's like pulling teeth to get people to give charity. It has gotten to the point now where I just don't even ask. I just do everything because I just like, hey, that's more blessings for me. That's my reality. But in my heart, in my soul, I am saddened that people don't take that responsibility as serious as they should because I always say, you're up today. Yes, indeed, you may be. But that does not mean that tomorrow you will be up. It certainly does not. The sun goes up and it comes down. We as humans, we go up and we come down too. And if you're not careful, you may come down faster and sooner than you think. But it's levels to everything. It's levels to everything. And it's different variations. But you have to be mindful, you know, of the things to do to keep yourself in the right standing. And I'm telling you, charity is a wonderful thing. Wonderful thing. And it should not just be given during Christmas time. We see people out there doing all this little extra stuff for the homeless and so on and so forth. But where are you at the other times during the year? Because they out there all the time. They're out there all the time. And it's important that we, stay mindful of that. And it's important that we most definitely stay mindful of our role for the less fortunate. Because we at some point can be less fortunate. It is a fact. Um, I just want us to really be living life every day and doing those virtuous things every day. Every day. Don't smile up in my face and be cool with me now because it's Christmas and you're just trying to show love because it's the holiday season. Do that all the time. Now don't be fake about it, but still, do it all the time. Do it all the time. Don't put differences aside because it's the holiday season, New Year about to come in. But then soon as, February hit, we back to the same routine of holding grudges and, talking about people and shunning people. What happened to the resolutions that we made when we said we was going to be better? Because there's a lot of that going on, how better we're going to be. Now, are we really going to be better throughout the year 2020? Or is it just for a few months, you know? The beginning of 2020, and then we fall back into our same habits and our same routine of recklessness. I just want to know. I just want to know because I started my New Year's resolution early. I started resolute. I don't have to wait for, what's that, December the 31st or January the 1st to start implementing new things in my life. If I feel like it need to be implemented, it need to be implemented today. I don't have to wait. That's the problem. We put off so many things. We gonna plan when we gonna do X, Y, and Z. No, let's not. If it comes to us that we need to do it, why can't we just start making those changes today? Why do we have to wait? We shouldn't have to. We shouldn't have to wait. We know now that it need to be changed. Why wait to 2020? I don't understand. And to me, it goes to a question of sincerity. Are you sincere about change? Because if you were, you wouldn't wait. There's no need to wait. The need is now. The urgency is now. So, I just want us to think about that. I want us to start being more loving and kind and caring and considerate, understanding, supportive, motivating, inspirational, uplifting, encouraging, you know, to people. Honest, respectful. I want us to start doing that more on a daily basis, 24/7, 365 days a year. Okay? 366 if it's a leap year. I want us to start doing that. There's benefits in doing it. Where everybody wants this inner peace, but it takes work. It does take work. You know. It takes work, and you got to be conscious. So when you fall back into those things that's taking you out of that inner peace, you'll be conscious to bring yourself back quickly before you have a chance to fall further and further and further away from what you're striving for. You know, I drive all the time, and I notice it's not road rage. It's just my tolerance for other drivers is very low because I realize drivers do some of the most crazy things, and I don't understand it. And being on that road, you see a lot. You see a lot. So for me, sometimes I lose, my patience with other drivers, and that in turn, disturbs my inner peace. When I wake up in the morning, I pray, everything, I mean, I'm telling you, I'm glowing. It's like, I got this shield of armor over me. Can't nothing get in me, under me, around me, on me, inside me, nothing. And then, I get out there on that road and a few hours go by and I notice, the more people start cutting me off, I got my blinker on. You don't want to let me in front of you. You go, I'm trying to get to the side. You behind me. Instead of you just letting me go on the next side, you go around me, block me from going to get back in front of me. Stupid stuff. Stupid stuff. Come out of nowhere, just cut me off. Little crazy things like that. And it irritates me. You know why it irritates me? Because the people are not concerned with not only my safety, they're not even concerned with their own safety. And I think that's ignorant. I think that's ignorant that, whatever you're trying to get to or not, because 9 times out of 10, they're not getting nowhere. They still stay 1, 2 cars in front of me. They still at the light when I get there, so on and so forth. So what was all of that for? Right? But you're not even concerned with your own safety. That you would jeopardize your life for a few inches in traffic. I don't get it. And it disturbs me, the mentality of some of these drivers. I always say that, a lot of these drivers don't need driver's licenses. They need bicycle certificates. They don't need to drive motor vehicles. They need bikes. And they need a certificate to operate that. It's real. Because they're not using common sense. They're not being logical, and they're not doing things in a safe, manner, not only for themselves but for the public at large. And it's baffling to me how many people lose their lives to accidents, motor vehicle accidents, and you still out here being reckless. You're not going to be satisfied until it's your turn. And at that point, it's too late for you to try to change and get it right. I don't understand. And while we're on that subject, can we please be responsible throughout this holiday season? Because Christmas and New Year's, and it's going to be a lot of drinking and a lot of partying and so on and so forth. Can we please be responsible? Please, please be responsible. And can we not get into the I can drive? You done had way too many. You done had a little bit too much. But you still want to drive? No. Can we designate drivers? I would say I'll drive for you, but I don't want to drive. I don't. That's the last thing I want to do when I get off work. I drive my car straight home. Please don't ask me to do anything else because driving is not at the forefront of what I want to do when I've been doing it for 13 hours. Just don't want to. But we need to designate some drivers. We need to download Uber, Lyft, and whatever other apps that they have, for share rides and so on and so forth. And we need to get a ride home. We need to be responsible. We want to live to see 2020. Okay? None of those resolutions that you wrote down, none of those big ideas that you have, none of that means anything if you don't make it to see 2020. All right? So we need to be responsible. Buzz drinking is drunk driving. People go to jail. People have fines. You lose your license. You lose your livelihood. You stand to lose a lot of things. It is not a game. It is not a game. And I really want us to be responsible about this thing. I remember many, many times, thinking that I was okay to drive, and I wasn't. And I wasn't. And this one particular time, oh my goodness, I swear, God, he always been with me, even when I didn't know he was with me. My life could have been taken that day. Closed my eyes for a brief second, right there in the parking lot where I live at. Closed my eyes for a brief second and ran into the back of somebody's car. And didn't even realize that I ran into the car. What I thought I did was ran up on a curb. You know what I did? Backed the car up, went around, because I didn't see it. My vision, everything obstructed. Blurry, blind, whatever. Intoxication. Went, parked my car, got out, however got out, stumbled to the house, whatever, went to bed, all this, all that. Somebody saw the accident, told the lady who hit the car because they knew us in the parking lot, whatever. Yeah, left a note on my car, and everybody like, you hit that lady car and didn't say nothing. Who? I didn't hit anybody's car. I go outside, my car damaged all up, her car damaged. Didn't even remember. Even when it was going down, didn't even know that it went down. I thought I just hit the curb. That's impairment. I was way impaired. Yeah. And when I got behind the wheel, because I had made it all the way home, so obviously the impairment, the real intoxication part of it, didn't hit until the closer I got home. That's when it started coming down on you. And I just closed my eyes for a second. I thought I was blinking, of course. And they never opened back up. And there was that. All right? Now, this was a long, long, long time ago, 15 years ago. But it doesn't change the fact that it happened. It doesn't change the fact that if there were people, if I didn't know I hit a car, if there was people out there, I would have never known that. If the car wasn't there, there was a tree and a building. Yeah, that car saved my life. Because had I hit that building, I don't think, yeah, it wouldn't have went down the way that it went down. I would not have been able to, back it on up and go and park and walk in. No, I probably would have been laid out on somebody's stretcher on a slab of some cold metal in the coroner's office somewhere waiting to be identified. It's real. It's real. And we need to be mindful of that. So many people get in these accidents, driving impaired, and you on the wrong side of the street. And don't even know that the cars are coming towards you. Not with you, but towards you. We got to be smart about this thing. We have loved ones. We have children. We have spouses. We have moms and dads. Okay? We have to be responsible and we have to be smart. And if we don't care that much about ourselves, please think about them. Please think about them when you're out there and you celebrating. It'd be nice if we could have a sober celebration. Maybe we need to do that. Have a sober celebration where we just all come together and we have recreational things that's going on with no alcohol, none of that. And just mingle and get to know each other and just be around in good company. Have good vibrations, good music, maybe some poetry reading, so on and so forth. And nice. That would be a lovely way to bring in the new year. A lovely way. It's this whole stereotype about New Year and whole celebration and popping bottles and this and that and all of that. And we need to take it up out of there because we don't need it. Because the same thing we go into the New Year with, I'm a firm believer, that's how we're going to spend it. So if you popping bottles going into the New Year's, the reality is you probably going to be doing that throughout the year. If you intoxicated and drunk out your mind, yeah, you might just be throughout the year repeating that same pattern more times than enough. Okay? So we need to find more recreational things to do. A lot of people make their way to church on New Year's. I mean, whatever. That's fine. That's fine, but some of us don't stay in church. You know. And I'm a firm believer spirituality don't end or begin in church. You don't need a church to be spiritual, to have a relationship with God. You don't need church. It's bigger than that. I'm not religious. I'm spiritual. I don't have to go to none of those places because I get in my space. My space is purified at all times. I'm purified, my body, my mind, my heart, and my soul. And I sit and I connect. So, yeah, you won't find me at the club. You won't find me in church. You won't find me on them streets. Where you going to find me at is right here in this same spot. Recording wisdom on the go. Okay? Recording wisdom on the go. While everybody else out popping bottles and stuff, because this is my sanctuary. This is where everything goes down. This is where I feel safe, comfortable. This is where I can get into me and the spirits flow into me. This is where I get all my answers. This is where I get all my stuff off, and channel into something greater than myself. This is where it happens. It doesn't happen on the outside of my door. It don't even happen on the outside of my room door. I come in my room, I close the door, because y'all, my kids out there, they got their own little spirits going on. And sometimes, just because they my kids don't mean their spirit's always right. So, I got to come in my space. Come in my space where I'm happy, where I'm content, where I'm settled, where it's all peace and love in here. And they know you don't come around me with it. So we got to be mindful of that. All right? So be mindful of your interactions while you out partying and having a good time, and how much you consuming as far as these alcoholic beverages and stuff. And yeah, we gonna make some resolutions, but we wanna uh we want to live by them. We want to live by them. We don't want to just write them on paper, right? That's just the beginning of it. We want to start walking that walk that we keep talking. Okay? So, in doing that, you got to change this mental. You got to get this in tune. You got to get this heart in tune. You got to get that soul in tune. That spirit, that all of that. You got to get everything in tune. So that everything you write, you can start living it, living it, living it, living it, not just for today, not just for tomorrow, not just for 2020, but for the rest of your days. The rest of your days. It's very important. We have long-term, we have short-term goals. Okay? Them long-term goals should be the ones of virtue. Them long-term goals should be the ones that stick with you forever and ever and ever. The ones that's going to bring some benefit to you. Okay? The short-term goals, like, okay, probably something material, whatever. Whatever. Like me right now. I want to buy some shoes so bad. That's a short-term goal. Because I got outfits with no shoes. So, my short-term goal is to get those shoes so I can start wearing my outfits. But my long-term goal is to keep my spiritual going. To keep living, to keep learning, to keep taking in all the virtues and all the good things of this life, to always stay in a trusting and honest state, to keep my mind pure, to stay away from things that's going to intoxicate me, pollute me, that's going to take me out of me, take me out of the core of who I am, that's going to distance me from my relationship with my higher power. That's my long-term goals. To keep moving, to get my charitable organization going so that I can start helping people and showing them in turn what it is to have faith and what it is to keep moving in your faith. I'm telling you, those are things of virtue. Those are long-term goals that you want to be putting down on paper too, right? Not I want a new house and I want a new car. That's short term. That's short term. I say it's short term because that can be gone. I mean, it's quick as you got it, you can lose it. So, in my opinion, that is not the most important thing. I think long term goals should be those things that's important. And with the long term, you start working on them, and over a long period of time, you're gonna see the reward. That's how that long term thing works in my mind. In my mind, right? Just because it's long term don't mean I'm gonna work on it 10 years from now. No, you working on that the same way you working on short term goals. But you're gonna see all the reward and the benefit from it in the long term. It's gonna play out over a longer period of time than those short term goals and those things that really don't have a whole bunch of significance. That's just how I am. That's just what I believe. Okay? So I'm writing my long term and my short term and moving and walking in them all at the same time. And they're all going to affect me in different ways. They're all going to produce in different ways. That's how I am. That's what I believe. So, can we please, start working on the long term goals of being more understanding, patient, supportive, loving, caring, kind, you know, sincere, sympathetic, showing more empathy and being patient, kind, gentle. Yeah, can we? Yeah, see those? We starting on them now, but we're gonna see all the rewards over a period of time, and they're gonna stay with us forever. Those are things we want to be putting down. Those are things we want to be working on, and those are things we want to start working on today, 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 and those are things that we want to keep working on every day, every day, every day. Okay, please, please. Not just because this holiday is upon us and we just feel like that's the thing to do because they say Christmas is about joy and cheer and all that stuff. No. Every day is about that. Didn't you wake up this morning? You should be happy. You should be happy. Weren't you forgiven for your sins that you committed? And if you don't know, then maybe you want to just ask for forgiveness and understand when you ask, it shall be granted. But you got to have a sincere heart. And you got to make every intention not to fall into that sin again. That's how that works. Okay? You should be happy. There should always be joy and cheer. I know some people, you just dealing with a lot of stuff mentally, emotionally, so on and so forth. And sometimes it take the best of you. I get it. I get it. But it will not always rain. It will not always rain. And sometimes when it's raining, guess what? The sun is out too. So think about that in terms of your life. Even though it's raining, there's still sun shining on you. All right? And that rain will cease. You just got to get through the storms. We have to take the bitter with the sweet. That is just what it is. All right? We wouldn't know what it's like to have it sweet if we never tasted the bitter. So we got to have both. It's called the balance. In everything there's a balance. The good, the bad, the up, the down. Okay? Happiness, sadness, we got to experience it so we'll know what the other is like when we're experiencing that. All right? So, y'all have fun. Enjoy your holiday. All right? Let's stay merry all the time. And let's start thinking about other people that we affect with our decisions. Okay? And be extremely mindful that everybody is not going to get it. So there are some people that's going to go against the grain and be out there doing reckless stuff. Please, 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 please put yourself in a mind frame to not only be responsible for you, but be responsible for others. Put yourself in a mind frame that when you're out there driving, you're not just driving for you. You got to drive for others, and that means you got to anticipate the next man's move. All right? Be careful. Please be careful. Be responsible. All right? So I love y'all so much. I'll be getting back with y'all soon. Y'all take care and enjoy your holiday. All right? I love you, MJK.